us what this is again?
What is this?
Yes.
This is fine dining at UT, put on by Juice House. Basically, we're having a nutrition seminar review tonight. Talk about something that can actually help save your life. Whole foods. And it's a colorful bean salad, followed by a mango and green bean salad, followed by butternut squash soup, followed by a burger, but not a hamburger, chickpea burger, bean burger. Dessert, chocolate strawberry parfait, without any dairy. Very tasty. Welcome to Toledo Plantrician project.
Beautiful food, colorful food.
The guests are requesting a little plates.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome, everybody.
Oh. Woo. Woo.
How is everyone?
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, you're hungry. I know. You're going to be more hungry, okay? So welcome to Juice House's Plantrician Project Toledo Review. Very happy you guys could be here. I look forward to tonight. You're going to learn a lot, I believe, and you're going to experience a lot too. So you're going to gain a lot. Okay? So I'm going to begin with maybe a 30-minute section, and then we'll take you to your tables and you can enjoy. Okay? So Juice House welcomes you. This is our student organization on UT. Basically, a group of people are promoting a healthy life, healthy living. Okay? So, let's talk about this Plantrician project. So when you guys think of a doctor, what do you think, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to heal people, right?
Right.
They try to fix people, solve their problems, right? Basically their disease,
Yes.
right?
Yes. It's supposed
That's
to.
why they went to medical school. Okay? So the concept today is I go to my doctor, I get medicine, I get surgery, right? That's usually that's the concept. But recently there's been this awakening among doctors and healthcare practitioners that that's not the answer. There's a different answer, which is food as medicine. Did you guys ever hear that before?
Yes.
It's a very old concept, but it's very true. We will get there.
From you.
It's like thousands of years old in the beginning. So, if you would talk to this famous doctor, Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, he's from Cleveland Clinic. He's a profound surgeon. He's been operating for many years. He's now retired. He actually operated on people's hearts, okay? People that are usually having heart surgery because they have heart disease, right? They have clogged arteries. They need a bypass. He was doing that for many years, and one day he was operating on a person, and he realized, I'm not really helping this person. I'm not really solving their issue. So there has to be something else to help them. We talked to another doctor, Dr. Scott Stoll, who's also a physician. He was talking to a patient a few years ago, and he was looking at her eye to eye, and he remembers that she said, I'm done living like this, I can't do this anymore. And he realized he tried everything to help her. And he realized there's nothing that he learned in medical school that could help this woman. There was no medication, there was no surgery, there was no therapeutic dialogue outline that would help her. So at that point, he had an awakening, and he was determined to find a different way to help this person. And that seeking led him to food as the answer. Pretty inspiring, right? I would want my doctor to be like that.
Yes.
So, project is basically just, it's a movement due to an awakening among many doctors coming back to the simple truth of food as medicine. And they're having this international, worldwide project, okay? Basically, they want to restore food as medicine as a way of treating people, treating their patients. So, if you want to have a huge change, right, an awakening, you need to have pioneers, right? So there's many pioneers, but these are our three main pioneers. Okay, the top guy is Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, who I referred to earlier. He's about 82 years old, still giving lectures, still running, still eating very healthily, still treating his patients. He retired as a surgeon, and now he has his own wellness center at Cleveland Clinic. We know Cleveland Clinic, right? Huge.
Yes.
He's basically reversing heart disease with food. Okay? And I have proof of it. The guy to our right, Dr. Colin Campbell, who's also 82, he's a nutritional biochemist, so he basically spent years studying nutrition. That was his interest, because he grew up on a farm. He came to the same conclusion that food is the answer. He was involved in a huge study called the China Study. China Study showed that food, diet, is all related to chronic disease, especially cancer. The guy on the bottom, anybody heard of Dr. Dean Ornish?
Yes.
He's kind of big.
Yes.
He is a physician and he's a professor at University of California. He also has his own clinic. He's a little younger, as you can tell. He's also reversing heart disease through food in California. Pretty inspiring, right?
Yes.
So, every year the Plantrician Project hosts a conference, international conference, basically to share this wonderful news, to provide other healthcare providers a way to change the lives of their patients and their own lives. So, this year was the 4th annual one, and I decided to go, and it was the best thing I've ever experienced. That's why I'm here today talking to you guys. So this is the panel of all these people. This year there was 780 participants. That's huge, from all over the world. These people are very excited. They want to make a difference in the way they treat patients, which is a huge awakening, right? They realize medicine, surgery doesn't work. There's a better answer. Okay, so I keep talking about food, right, as medicine. What am I talking about? Like Doritos or something? What am I talking about? No? Pizza, yeah, pizza. Actually, I'm talking about this. Beautiful, right? Okay, you guys imagine yourselves standing outside, looking at a garden, okay? Late summer, bright, shining sun. Everything is ripe and ready for harvest. How do you feel?
Hungry.
Those are good answers. Live demo right here.
Wow.
See, here's our garden. So many colors, right? Yes. So much variety.
Yes.
So this kind of, okay, it's not just about fruits and vegetables, right? Up here we have a lot of beans, different colors, different kinds of rice, milk, all kinds of things. It's not just fruits and vegetables.
Soy milk.
Soy milk, yes. So when our eyes see that, we become happy, right?
Right.
We feel hopeful. And it's not like looking at a bag of Doritos. Yeah, maybe your brain wants those because they're addicting, but you don't feel right after you eat it. This kind of food, you feel hopeful, energized. And you have an image in your mind, so right? You think about it, that was really good, I tasted, right? And when we talk about food or nutrition, it's not about a diet. I don't like that word. Because when you think of diet, it's always negative, right? Actually, it's a fact of nature. This is a fact of nature. And it's a way of living. The way we eat is just a way of living. Come on, look at that. So, it's beautiful raw, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like me, you tried raw fruits and vegetables like for 10 days. Oh, it's really hard. You can't live like that, right? Still beautiful, right? Beautiful. But let's talk about it's not just fruits and vegetables, right? It's not just raw stuff. You actually have to make something from it. You can eat it raw, but if you make something from it, it's fabulous. And that's what you guys are going to experience tonight. So here's the variety, right? More variety. See, we can have different sauces, right? Spices, mushroom, holy noodles, right? Okay, who doesn't want to eat this? Right? Sun-dried tomatoes, portobello mushrooms, which tastes like meat. But it's not meat, and it's so much better for you. Whole wheat quesadilla, right? With mango and lime. Look at this. Who likes Thai food? What's that? Is that a hamburger? Are you sure?
We can have hamburger on this diet. Wonderful.
Actually, it's a burger made of beans.
Wow.
Change your concept a little bit, huh? Very tasty, right? So it's not just fruits and vegetables. And I have to give credit to Chef Chad Sarno, who's actually the Plantrician Project's personal chef. This is what he made at the conference. So these are real. I ate this, it's real, okay? Not fake.
We have that on our menu.
Yes, we do. Exactly. So, now you guys have a picture of what's going on, right? An awakening. And they're being awakened to this food. It's whole food, right? It's food in its whole form. And it's food from the earth. Plant-based, right? So, what happened today? Not everybody's eating that way, right? No, we have all these McDonald's, all these fast food places, right? But if you go back a long time ago to the beginning, food was good, food was beautiful, right? Yes, in the beginning. So we need to ask ourselves, what happened? Does that look like our babies today? Yes. So we're just gonna give you I'm gonna give you a really quick 1-minute run through history, because we know history changes things, right? Especially food. So, for example, Industrial Revolution. We don't need to talk much about it, but basically it created a philosophical shift, right? Made things more convenient, food industrialization, right? That happened, so it changed the way we ate. Now, if we look at World War I, World War II, okay? Their tactic was red meat was the good stuff. So, save red meat for the boys up front, the soldiers going to war. So basically the people shipped all the red meat to those soldiers to help them fight. So all the people back home, right, the women and children, they basically relied on fruits and vegetables. And basically everything but red meat, yes. And that actually created a sense of deprivation to those people, right? And then they're just craving it. So then when the boys up front came back home, there was this huge increase in demand of red meat. So that changed the way that farmers farmed. They had to basically like quadruple, or bigger than that. I don't know the word. Palm? 10 times, whatever the word is. Basically, yeah. The demand was so high that they had to produce the cattle, the livestock much faster. So how do you do that? You give them hormones, right? And then because they're growing so fast in the wrong way, and they're so close together, you have to give them antibiotics because they're getting sick. And then basically we're eating all of that. So we're going to get sick too, right? If they're sick. Okay. So the result was fast and convenient. Okay, you guys ready for a little flashback? Yeah. Who remembers this thing? Basically, this is what happened, right? Our meat turned into spam. What about this one? Tweety! So is this food? I kitchen waste. They use it to feed pigs. They got really sick. And I think they put it in hamburger meat too. Ooh, I know. Remember this? Chef Boyardee. So the whole can thing became huge. Fast and convenient. But what happened to our health? I don't think I need to answer that question. Yes. So today's prices. Basically, the majority of our calories are from food that did not even exist 100 years ago. But it's not really food, it's food products. We're living to eat instead of eating to live, right? Because the reason is because we're not getting sufficient nutrients from what we're eating, so we're constantly hungry because it's not satisfying our body. And we're addicted to food products. Food additives, I should say, right? Sugar, fat. So basically, we're extremely sick, we're overfed and undernourished. Got that? Overfed, undernourished. Okay. So basically, while these unhealthful foods will not immediately result in disease, after they've been consumed for a long time, they will have lethal results. That's why we have heart disease, diabetes, everything. You guys are fully aware of, I'm sure. Okay, so now I need to ask you guys, basically what I was talking about is there's this huge awakening among physicians, right? Among healthcare providers. So why are we here? What does that have to do with us? I don't know, maybe. So? Yes, you want to be healthy, exactly. So basically, to have this awakening, you actually have to have some understanding, and then you have to have experience as well, right? It's not just knowing something, you need to experience it as well. So that's why we're here tonight. So, basically I'm going to go over a few facts that you might know or you might not know. You might be a little alarmed, okay? This is just to give you an understanding. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Number 1, heart disease. What's the number 1 killer today? Yes! Number 1 killer is heart disease. But guess what? It's preventable, treatable, and even reversible. Okay? So basically, I'll make it short, but our blood vessels have something called the endothelium, right? It's some very precious tissue. The lining, yep. And the more that we eat all this processed food, fats, sugars, the more we're actually damaging, destroying that precious tissue. And you're getting clots, plaques, which eventually will lead to a heart attack, strokes, right? Well, there's a way that you can actually stop that. Number 1, we have to be awakened to not eat this way, right? Number 2, when you eat it better, which is what we've been talking about, this whole food, you actually can reverse, you can actually restore the tissue back to health. And that's what Dr. Esselstyn has proved over and over again for many years. And this is the proof, okay? This is the picture, okay? So on the left, on your left, A, it's a carotid artery, okay? It's a major blood vessel. Do you guys see the bottom portion where it's highlighted? It's very clogged, very tight, narrow. So this guy saw Dr. Esselstyn. He put him on his plan. Basically, you're going to eat whole foods. That's how you're going to eat. Whole foods, whole foods. After 32 months, you see the restoration? It's not fake, it's real. That's amazing. It's like brand new. And this gentleman, I think, was like 50-some years old. So it's, you can read, yes. But I mean, he's young, but it's old to restore it, right? Your blood vessels, but it's possible. So I love this quote. Ready? Some people think plant-based diet, whole foods diet is extreme. 500,000 people a year will have their chest opened up and a vein taken from their leg and sold onto their coronary artery. Some people would call that extreme. Would you guys call that extreme? So actually eating whole foods is not extreme. It's how we're supposed to be. Okay, children, where does calcium come from? Come on, anybody? Wow. Have you been here before? This guy? Okay. So when we think of calcium, we think of milk, right? And milk comes from what? A cow. why milk has calcium in it? For baby cows, yes, but yes. So cow's milk does not naturally have calcium. It's because they eat grass. They eat green stuff. They eat the earth. Calcium is actually a mineral found in the soil. It's very, very important for our heart health, not just our bones and brain health. So, as Mr. Mock said over here, calcium actually, beans are a major source of calcium. Did you know that? No? Okay. Yes, the appetizer you just ate had a lot of calcium. Now these things, the green vegetables, full of calcium. Okay? So let's talk a little more about calcium. So when you actually drink cow's milk, it has calcium, but the problem is it makes your body become acidic. Okay? So our body, does anybody know what the pH of our blood is? Anybody? No. 7.35 to 7.45. So actually our body is a little more basic or alkalytic, right? So we don't want to have acidic blood. So the more you drink acidic, the more your blood turns acidic, you have to buffer that. Calcium is a base, so when you drink milk, your blood becomes acidic. You need to have calcium, so the body's going to pull it from your bones to try to buffer that pH. Wow, okay. So, that's a change in our concept, right? Yes. So basically, the countries that drink cow's milk are the developed countries, right? So actually the developed countries have the highest rate of bone fractures and osteoporosis, right? So what does that tell you? Well, I'm not saying that, but it's just a food for thought, okay? Yes. Okay. More pictures of calcium. Good. Everything from the earth and green. Yep. Okay, next slide says, so, this tells you how much calcium. There's quite a bit. Yeah, kale has a lot. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, another myth. So where does protein come from?
Meat. Chicken.
That's very true, yes. Yes, Phil, you are so right. But where else does protein come from? Anybody else know? Beans, yes. Beans again. Vegetables. Vegetables have... Yes, that's very right, because peanut butter comes from peanuts, right? Yes. So actually, yes, meat has a lot of protein, but also you get a lot of cholesterol, saturated fat, a lot of stuff that's not helpful to you. But when you eat pure plant protein, you don't get any of those side effects. And people always say, well, is there enough protein in the plants and the meat? Right? Because we're on this huge protein kick that everybody needs protein. But nobody ever asks, how much protein do we need, right? Are we eating enough? Are we eating too much? So basically, look at this picture, you guys. So, 100 calories of steak, which is a very small piece, has 5.4 grams of protein versus broccoli, 100 calories, which is a lot of broccoli, 11.2 grams. See? So plants have protein. Medical journals. So good sources of plant protein. Here's a list. You guys can see. Yep. Okay, so let's go through. So basically, if anybody cares, if you're a 160-pound adult, okay, that's average. You only need 58 grams of protein because it's 0.6 milligrams per kilogram. okay, per day. So basically, we're eating way too much protein. Okay, so let's go through a day of what we could eat eating whole foods. Ready? Okay. Right here is oatmeal, walnuts, and blueberries. 17 grams. You had that this morning? Wow. You also gotta add soy milk to it to get the 17 grams. Okay, so 17 in your head. Somebody calculating? Okay. This is our lunch, okay? The top is split pea soup. The bottom is a salad. The right is hummus and whole wheat bread. Wow, 21 grams. Who's calculating? How many? 30. Okay. Phil. Noah. Peanut butter and peanuts. Only 4 grams. Probably just 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. Maybe. This is our snack. We're at 42? Okay. This is our meal. This is our dinner. Whole wheat tortillas with beans and brown rice and avocado. So our total is 60 grams, which is just right for yes, it's over 2 grams, but it's just right. Just right for a average size adult. Right? That's pretty neat, right? Okay. This is a very interesting topic. I will just briefly cover it. Who's heard of the microbiome? No. Haven't heard that. Yes, sir. What is it? Pretty much. Yeah. It's the gut bacteria, but it's not just bacteria. Look at these bugs. Those are swimming around inside of us, all over us. But they're not bad. So basically, bacteria, virus, fungi, and protozoa, there's over 100 trillion on one human being. Amazing, right? They're not our foe, they're our friends. They are our friends, as long as they're the right bacteria, as long as they're the right microorganisms. So basically, they're learning that this is just as important as our DNA. So it's very important. Basically, our health depends on this. Okay? We've known about it for many years, but it's just coming to the surface now. So basically, they took a meat eater, like an omnivore, with a vegetarian person, or plant-based person. And the bacteria, the microorganisms inside of them was completely different. Completely different. So basically, if you eat like high starchy foods, fat stuff, processed stuff, you're gonna have different bacteria, like E. coli, which is, we all have it, but you don't want to have a lot of it. And when you have a lot of that, it's gonna tell you, I need more of that food, I need more of that food, I need more starchy stuff. You're gonna constantly go back. But actually, you can change the bacteria, because your gut rejuvenates, it restores itself. You can actually, basically your health depends on what you feed these bugs. Interesting, right? So feed your bugs right. Yes. It's not just feeding you, you're actually feeding all these. Yes, ma'am. How do you do that? You do what we're talking about. We eat whole foods, plant-based. Because that food is very clean, healthy, full of nutrients. Your bugs love it. And you'll have the proper bugs. The names are too complicated and too big, so we're not going to talk about it. But anyways, so that's the microbiome. Okay. So on the right-hand side, we have, a lot of antibiotics versus the food, right? So if you take antibiotics, okay? You guys, if you take one round of broad spectrum, like amoxicillin, something very general that covers a lot of bugs, you take 5 days of it, will actually remove 1/3 of your gut bacteria. Wow. Because it kills the bad stuff, but it also kills the good stuff, right? Right? Unless antibiotics are definitely necessary, right? We definitely need them, but we kind of just throw them at people. Too much. I witnessed that. So actually, they can take years for your microbes to come back. Wow. So you guys should treasure your microbes inside of you. They are definitely our friends. an experience. It's not just about knowing, right, what's good for me. I have to actually experience it, right? So when I went to the conference, they didn't just talk to us, they fed us. And they fed us this food they're talking about. So I have pictures for you guys to see. And I know everybody's like getting like tired and hungry. So after these pictures, we're gonna retreat to our tables and start to eat. Yes, you're gonna be fed. Okay, so here's what my day was like. Pretty good, right? Full of color, full of diversity. See a soup, and then there's a parfait, and then lots of vegetables and protein, okay? This was my morning. You guys see that? My morning had a smoothie. I had oatmeal with soy milk, avocado, watermelon, yes. Those are potatoes on a romaine lettuce, right? You get very full. All right, that little circle guy up there is a burger made of beans. I think you might try it tonight.
Look at your menu.
Look at your menu. Yep, some more pictures. Here's my breakfast again. And this is my favorite picture. I don't know why. I really like it. It's just beautiful. And that is tofu right there with sriracha. Yes, sriracha. Okay, thus, if we're awakened ourselves, we realize we have hope. We don't have to eat this way that everybody's prone to eat, right? We don't have to be prone to all these diseases that everybody is accumulating. We can actually let food be that medicine, right?
Yes.
Hippocrates said that years ago, and it's starting to come back. Very simple truth, but it works. Each bite we consume is either one step toward health or one step toward disease. So we all have the choice. Okay? Are you guys hungry? Yes! Are you ready to eat? Yes! Is that you? Again, one more point. You guys, eating is more than eating, right? We're not just eating just to eat. We actually develop a picture in our mind, right? We have a recollection of food, wants us to go back for more. It's not just eating the physical food, right? So, you guys already started off with this. One more slide. Appetizer, colorful bean salad, full of protein. Did you guys enjoy it? Yeah. You should thank our wonderful chefs when you get a second. Give them a hand. You guys, this is our second one. You can go back to your tables. Okay? Thank you. Vegetables actually you have sensors in your stomach, and your sensors turn off much quicker from eating vegetables than eating meat. So that's why you're getting full. But when you see the next plate, you will be hungry, okay? So the next dish being served is butternut squash. Yes? How are we doing? Good? Are we too full to eat, or are we going to keep going? speed jump ahead. We need to actually start where we are, step by step. Focus on our progress. So, whenever we change our diet, people are always, I can't eat this, I can't eat that. But that's not the point. It's about what you can eat. C-A-N, can. So we see that this Whole Foods has a huge variety, right? The opportunities are endless. The food, the meals you can come up with are endless. We need to experience. We need variety. And this is what Randy and Chris and I were just talking about. They actually are wanting to do this. They're very interested in eating this way, but I think just as two people, it's hard to do it by yourself, right? You're gonna get burnt out, and you need a whole community to do this. You need a whole community to change. Just like the conference I went to, that was a huge community. It's not just those doctors anymore. Now they have this huge community, so that this can actually be carried out. So basically, enjoy, adapt, and explore.
Yeah.
Explore all your options. Exactly.
Be adventurous.
Be adventurous. I mean, look, there's so many options. Endless. Another thought for you guys. You want to stock your pantry. This is a good practical point. The good thing about raw beans, rice, grains, they all stay for a long time. So you pack your pantry like this, or like this, and you label them, right?
Yes. I like those jars.
You like those jars?
This meal has been so fantastic. We're thoroughly enjoying our plants. We've been eating sunshine all night, and we feel sunny.
Wonderful. Thank you.
This is an amazing meal. Never will you have thought that you could have a meal with just plant-based whole food that is this delicious.
Yes.
This is a 5-star, best meal you'll ever get.
Yes.
Wolfgang Puck should be here tonight.
Yes, I agree.
So good.
Thank you. Thank you.
And Puck would be inspired.
Yes, thank you. How's the burger?
The burger is really good.
Wow.
Like I said, it's very dense and filling, just like a regular meaty burger.
Wow.
So it's got a nice kick with a little bit of the spice of the sriracha.
Wow.
You get the fresh crunch of the vegetable,
Yes.
with your tomato and your lettuce.
How's the meal tonight?
Wonderful.
Yes. Yeah. What's your experience tonight?
It's really good. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. This is a full whole food plant-based. Yeah. Does that taste weird or
No,
not?
it tastes good.
Okay.
Feels healthy.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And I feel full. It's a different kind of full than if you eat meat. Like you feel like your stomach's stretched, but you don't feel like you eat.
Yes.
Like you have a big weight sitting on you. So it's different. It's a very different experience.
Yeah.
Very enjoyable.
Okay. Thank you.
Beautiful people who want to live a beautiful life on a beautiful campus. Still hungry? Wow! We have the grand finale, which is our dessert. Here's the picture. You're going to have the real thing in front of you very soon. Basically, this is strawberry chocolate parfait. So, dessert doesn't have to be cake, cookie, ice cream, right? No. I mean, those things taste great, but you can't eat them all the time. You're going to get sick. So we have this amazing parfait made from, guess what? Tofu. Plant protein. And I want to hear how much you enjoy it, okay? I'll ask you when you're done. So right now, I was going to have an open mic session. So if anybody wants to share their experience of Whole Foods or anything they're inspired by tonight, or any question, please feel free to come up.
The bottom and bring it up. This is ridiculously good.
my goodness, so good.
The protein. Miss Lauren came back from California. Actually, she started to talk a lot about this plant-based whole food in our house. So actually at the beginning, we just very ignorant what she's talking about, just another topic. So we don't care too much. But she's just so excited about it. Keep talking. So every day we listening. So there's something just infused into us. One day I suddenly feel, wow, it may be a good thing worth to try. So our house started this diet in a very, very healthy way. It's an organic way. We just heard she keep talking. So one day suddenly I feel, oh, I really want to jump in. Maybe it's a good idea. So after I jump in, I start to have a struggle. Because think about not eat meat, what should I eat?
Wow.
Speaking of meat, I can have a lot of inspiration, I can think a lot. But face the plant, I really don't know what to eat. So this time I learned a very great thing in this sticky chicken burger. So when I cook it, I got a lot of idea how to expand one recipe to like 20, 30.
Wow.
So I want to show you how my inspiration from cooking this thing. Last Saturday, I did one time the burger. I used the Chinese spice spicy powder, and so you can use the other like red pepper powder, curry, and you can use the other herbs like basil, thyme, all like I should say rosemary. I very wrong. Okay, anyway, so this simple burger you learned. You can change your variety and it. So it's very worth to try. And in this way, you already taste the burger tastes very good, just like meat. So you will not miss meat in this way. Once you don't miss meat, you already so easily jump into this healthy diet. That's really worth to try. And also, like you can get this like pea paste, the whole thing mixed together. You can use make a burger, or you can make a dumpling. Oh, it's very, very like a delicious. So I really want to share this. Like we need to open our mind. We think of more recipes we can share, so we can more easily jump into this diet. That's it.
Thank you.
Food is yummy. If you eat the right kind of food.
Yes.
Bad food can be yummy too, but it won't be yummy later.
Our chef.
Maybe it's ridiculous I'm a chef today, because the things I hate the most is cooking, the things I like the most is eating. So I think what inspires me through this process is not about whether I'm eating healthy or not, because we do eat pretty healthy actually. We're juicing every day, and in Chinese diet mostly is vegetables. So maybe a lot of those risks that is in those people who are eating bad does not exist. But I think this time for us, for me, the most important thing is it gives me a chance to go back, because when you start to realize a lot of the ingredients is processed that you're not supposed to use or is not healthy. So it's a big challenge about what is our understanding of food. So it's go back to the philosophy of how food should be processed, or how food should be demonstrated or should be eaten. So for example, one thing that I was very inspired today is talking about the color. That is about a certain type of pleasure is triggered by just looking at the color of the food, right? It's almost like a rainbow color. You have red. When those things are put together, there's a certain trigger in you will start to happen. Instead of like a flowing hamburger with a flowing beef beef hamburger with all the oil, that's also triggers something else, in you. So we start to slowly realize that after you eat that, there's something in you that has happened. And then also when you look at this kind of display, there's also something in you happened too. And I think that's the thing that's drawing us, well, at least for me, it's drawing me the most to realize, okay, well, actually, I can start a new learning process about what is food really about. Because you truly come to a point you realize, I don't really understand food. I mean, even people who are good chefs, without any aid, without any spices as a help, they are not really able to put together the taste that they want that to be. So go back to zero. So realizing what the food looks like, what kind of colors should be matched. You don't want to put too much black. You don't want to put too much white or yellow. So what kind of color is going to make things pretty and trigger something in you that is pleasure, that is happy. So you don't think about what can be eaten or what cannot be eaten. Instead, it's a challenge about what is good and what is good in the appearance. I think that's number one. Is very attractive. Like today when we're eating, it's very different from you go to a buffet, which I used to like a lot. It has the entire atmosphere is more like a high-end restaurant. We eat it very in a good demeanor. We kind of respect ourselves in the way we conduct ourselves. We have a certain dignity when we're facing food. We have a way to say that, okay, I have a taste for the specific way that I want to eat food. I want the appearance, I want the certain understanding, I also want, of course, I want the taste, Because eating food is not just about food. Eating food is a multimedia process, right? It's a multimedia. There is a lot of media is coming in you, right? It's not just about, there's many senses actually is being interacting together when we're eating together.
I kind of grew up liking to cook. When I was like 6 years old, I was kind of started cooking like an egg, right? So recently I've kind of been, since Lauren came back from her conference, I've been looking into more of the plant-based food, and I've kind of discovered that in Europe there's a lot more of a move to have more vegetable-based dishes than animal-based dishes. I was watching this French cook, and he said that the age of the carnivore, the age of vegetal is coming, and like all the great chefs are using more vegetables. There's so much more variety, and it creates so much a variety of flavors and colors, all the things that they're kind of looking at. And Europe as a whole is kind of embracing agriculture, new agriculture, instead of like the GMOs and stuff like that have actually been outlawed in Europe. And so I think that something we're doing here tonight, it's not, you don't see it too much in the Midwest, but it's definitely something that's a resurgence, something that's hitting the country, that people are waking up to this idea that food is very important, and that without it, we can't just live on burgers and pills. So I know that's a extreme, but that's a reality for some people. So.
Everybody enjoy?
Yeah!
Alright, so we're going to end the night. Thank you also very much for coming. I hope you gained a lot, not just knowledge, but also experience. But I want to thank a handful of people, okay? I will introduce them. Without them, I could not do this. This was a whole team effort, okay? It took a lot of coordination. So I would like to first invite our wonderful, handsome waiters up. Okay? Philip Mobley. Jordan Valdez. Jason Owens. Han Yaohua. Very important. Without our chefs, we could not eat this lovely meal. Our beautiful chefs, please come up. Hong Chen. my co-coordinator, who oversees the whole thing. She's the chief of this whole project. Rebecca Chang. Thank you very much for coming. We will see you soon.